The impacts are so much larger than we know and we assume, chronic fatigue, like it affects the physical, mentally, emotionally, it affects on every level.
Hello, everyone. My name is Asim Gul, and I'm an integrative nutrition health coach. I welcome you all again to Back to Basics, a place where we focus on the power of basic lifestyle changes to heal ourselves. Today's episode is for working moms who have seen their health compromised when work takes a toll, who are genuinely concerned about their health and want to embark on their wellness journey, who want to know more about the simple steps they can take today for a better tomorrow. I have with me Binamrata Bhandari, who likes being called Bini. She is an MBA with a focus on healthcare management. Having been a busy working mom for a number of years, she was stressed, chronically fatigued, and to put it simply, burnt out. Like most of the busy working moms out there, she kept going on thinking it's pretty normal and maybe she should just accept it. Sometime later, she actually realized how every aspect of her life is being affected, and if she did not take action, it will be too late. Fast forward to today, she's a certified health coach, a Reiki healer, and well off on her journey to empower busy working moms by making informed wellness decisions that can be easily adopted with a busy work schedule. Thank you, Bini, for joining us today.
Thank you, Asim, for having me here. It's an honor.
Great. So, Bini, as I already went through your introduction, knowing about your journey, let's quickly talk about what are the daily struggles you feel of working moms. You've been through that, so I would want to know more about that.
Yes, so I think to start off, trying to balance out the professional and personal life. Right? We're trying to create a balance because moms in today's age, we're very ambitious, we're very career oriented. We do want to have family, we do want to have a good, clean home, be healthy, keep our family healthy by nourishing through food, uh, preferably home cooked meals. Have the energy to be present with your child, with your children, with your partner. Spend some quality time with them. Have time for social life because you want to have something outside of work in home, and most importantly, having time for yourself.
So, when you are saying moms are generally busy, being in two boats a lot of time with their career path that they have chosen, they also are making difficult decisions sometimes
Mhm.
to really distribute their time equally, evenly
Yeah,
between
yeah.
home and work. You as a mom, you were, you were struggling through a lot, and you're talking about how you were chronically fatigued.
Mhm.
How did that happen? When does work take a toll? Tell us
I
about it.
think it really was because I lost myself in the process. I lost myself trying to be a really good employee, like running after, getting promoted, doing work. My work ethic is so amazing. I cannot give up on this career because I've worked so hard. At the same time, it's like, oh my goodness, I want to be a good mom. There are like certain societal um, status, like standards set for moms that's very unfair, and we moms today, we should break that norm to all the moms out there. Not go by those standards because we're all doing the best we can. We all have different journeys. So those standards set up there does not work for us. So we're here to break it out and make our own rules and move forward. But so I was consumed to a point where I was not eating well. Like the mornings would be rush, 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 like eating on the go or skipping breakfast, not making time for physical activity, any forms of being consumed so much in computer, um, not shutting work out when I'm out of work.
So after how many years or like how much time did you actually realize that this is not the right thing to do and maybe you should make more time for family and home, and it's not really a good idea to be so ambitious, or like uh, just go on with your busy schedule, not making enough time for family? When did you actually realize that?
When I hit the rock bottom, it got to a point, and it was one day that I remember my alarm went off, and I like my mind is telling me get up, dress up, and go. This is pre-COVID, okay? Um, and it's telling me to do all of that, and my body was just not able to get out of bed. And I still did it, sleepless nights. I was a new mom at that time. um I still, dressed up, showed up to work. Like on my commute, I'm feeling miserable and I'm crying. This is just the morning I'm heading to work. I am crying as I'm going to work, like leaving my baby behind. There is that mom guilt. I was not feeling good. I was not feeling myself. Like my body was not doing well. Like I knew it. I go to work and the usual, how are you doing? And I'm like all smiles and yeah, I'm doing good. But I was not, like mentally and emotionally, I was broken down.
Like deep
Physically,
inside, something wrong that you felt.
deep down, yes. Like physically, I knew it, right? Because the energy levels were low. I wasn't sleeping well. And for the most part, like for most of my life, I've been a good sleeper.
It was
There are
disturbed as
certain
well.
things that comes with being a new mom. There are sleepless nights and you adjust accordingly. But even during those times when you have to sleep, like I'm not getting a good sound sleep.
So
And
tell
on
us,
my way,
Bini, so I totally understand how moms are have a difficult time juggling between the two things, work and
yeah,
some family time. And a lot of women and a lot of working moms I see do just keep going, as you were also went on for
you
some
keep
time,
going.
accepting it and pretending that everything is going to be fine, everything is okay, like that's how it is. Like, so do you think, are there any long term impacts of just going with the same mindset and being burnt out? What are the long term impacts?
Definitely, definitely. The impacts are so much larger than we know and we assume. Chronic fatigue, like it affects the physical, mentally, emotionally, it affects on every level. It affects your digestion, it affects your sleep, it affects your relationships, be it with your family members, your children, your partners, your friends, your coworkers. You're more critical, you're more compromised, you're more prone to catching colds and things like that, eventually leading to inflammations, like chronic fatigue. It's a real chronic anxiety, chronic stress, and it's not fun to live with it. It's not a norm, because we tend to, like, that has become a culture. Like, yeah, every mom does it. I should do it too. I'm a good mom. Oh, she's such a good mom. She's having it all. No, none of us have it all. It just looks on the outside, but we can work towards it. But focus on one thing at a time is the way to do it. But it does have a long-term effect. And if we don't take care of ourselves
It's
soon
going to
enough,
be too
it's going
late.
to break,
It's going to
crash us, yeah, down the lane.
That's true. So what was the starting point in your journey when you actually said hit the rock bottom and you said, okay, now is the time to take some action? What was the first thing you did?
I reached out for help.
Hmm.
I reached out for help. I chose a spiritual route. So I worked with some teachers, and so as we go down, the number one thing lacking was my self-care, self-love. Like I had forgotten myself. I've forgotten to take care of myself. So busy taking care of everybody and everything around me that I was completely lost. So it's okay to seek out for help. That was my very first step,
A
and
lot of
life
women
changing.
also
So
a lot of women also think that when they're doing all these things at the same time, they claim themselves to be a superwoman, and they think they can actually handle everything. But as you said, I mean, sometimes it's okay to take it easy and not do so much at the same time, right? So when you
yes, slow down is the key, really slowing down, taking a break, putting that pause is the key. So what happened in my case, right? So just like I'm sure so many other moms out there that can relate, is we're trying to achieve it all, but I think we have to focus on what stage of life we're at. Like, what is it that needs most our attention and focus? So right now, but maybe it's your baby, focus on that and then get back on a promotion, because with that you have more responsibilities. You have it just it's a lot on our plate already, and it's not healthy to have that mom guilt run through and through. You want to live free of that,
Yeah, but
like
I also understand there are work pressures that women have to go through, having a tough boss or a demanding job. So, in that case, what do you think? And having a baby, as you said, and more responsibilities on your plate, how do you think women should be, handling the two?
Set boundaries, setting boundaries, something that I've been of guilty all my life and I'm finally starting to do. And yeah, honor yourself and set that boundary, like leave work at, and especially with the pandemic, we're working from home and the work hour just lingers, right? Like, oh, I'm done with dinner. Let me just quickly log into my computer. Maybe I can get back to the email. Like emailing at 12 p.m. does not make you a good employee. And if your boss thinks that, you're probably in a wrong place.
Yeah,
So you have to set that boundary. You have to be like, okay, no, I have family to take care of. We're working from home, but I have to go make dinner because after, I want to be there for my baby, like so full of energy. They want to play. When is their playtime? Like I was in meetings from 9 to 5 today. So it's really, you have to set that boundary. And if they have problem with that, then this is not where you want to be.
yeah. So forget about
And
work
not
after
just boss, right? You want to set that boundary with everyone, with,
everyone.
you know give that time to yourself. Like at 5 p.m. I tell my husband to take my baby and go out for a walk, weather permitting. If not, then they go somewhere where like I'm left alone.
Mm,
That 15-20 minutes is my downtime after 5, because no matter how hands-on your partner is, I think it's just the natural nurturer in us women. We just tend to like think about dinner, and we want to make it healthy, we want to make it tasty, and we also want to make it quick because you have so many other things. Like your work has ended, but then your evening is just started. You want to
true.
watch that show later on, like you just want to relax, you want to unwind, you want to give your baby a bath, you want to be there. So there's a lot, but you have to set that boundary. So when
Yeah,
I
you have
ask
to
my
have
husband and
that.
my baby, like, I need this 15-20 minutes for me to do well, for me to have like a good evening. Like, just this is my time. Whether I meditate, I
Yeah.
nap, I drink my tea, whatever it is, read a book.
How you said, like, so it's very important, like some of the responsibilities are made for women to take care of, and they can be best handled by women themselves. So I think it's very important to set healthy boundaries. I think
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
shut off work after 5 p.m. and then once you're home, look forward to spending some time, quality time with family and stuff. It's very important. I totally understand. So with
Yeah.
working moms who are currently struggling, again, as I said, we are talking about healthy boundaries. So women who are struggling to set those healthy boundaries, what do you think should be the major areas they should be focusing on to regain their health and wellness?
I would say start with boundaries, say no when you have to. It's not selfish. It
Mm,
really is a very courageous act of self-care, and we see the word self-care and self-love everywhere, but that really is the starting point for your wellness journey. It can be small things like meditate for 5 minutes. When we scroll our phones like mindlessly, we're there for like 30 minutes or even an hour and we don't realize. So
yeah.
to think that you don't have 5 minutes, like, and I think another thing that worked with me was, don't be so hard. Don't be like, oh, I have to work out in the morning, that's my only time, or I have to like meditate and get everything done by 5 p.m. That way, like, you're stressing a night before that, oh my god, it's already 10 p.m. now, I have to go to bed because then I have to wake up at 5 a.m. to work out. Now you're putting that additional stress, so that workout or that sleep is not going to heal you or your body or your emotional needs. So I think just meditate when you can, right before bed. Maybe, when you have that alone time, just sit at your desk, take three deep
Basically,
breaths.
don't try to do so much at the same time. Take it easy, slow down,
Take
and
it easy and break it. Don't be like, there are days when I'm like stretching and doing yoga as I put my baby on the breakfast table,
yeah,
and then I'm right there and I do it as he's eating his breakfast, like quick 10-15 minutes of stretch or yoga, whatever works for you.
whatever. So it doesn't have
Or if
to
you want to
be.
do weights, anything that works for
Doesn't
you,
have
but
to be.
don't be so hard on yourself that you set such limits that you're like, okay, yeah, if I don't do this, then I'm such a failure. No,
That's true. I think that
whenever it's convenient, you
that
should,
is
yeah,
something.
just,
Yeah, I
it's
think that
about
is
like,
something a
yeah,
lot of
strategically doing it for yourself.
true. I think that is something that I've also come across quite often. Women think that. I mean, generally, I think it's not just women. I think we all think that if
Mhm.
we don't do
Yeah,
this, we are total failures, and we have to hit
yeah.
the gym or we have to go for like an hour long run or doing something, and until unless we do that, we are not doing anything productive. So
Mm-hmm.
taking it
Mm-hmm.
easy, and as you said, even a 5 to 10 minute stretch or meditation does the job. Okay, besides that, what do you think about wellness in itself? What all goes into wellness? We talked about setting healthy boundaries. We talked about exercise and getting good sleep. What about food?
It's very important. So to nourish yourself with food, so whatever works for your body, like don't go, and we learned this term by individuality. One formula does not work for all. Kale might be doing really good for you, and it might not be doing so well for my digestive system, right? So look for another alternative that works well for me. So it's very important that, especially as working mother, going back to that again, that we prepare, just like chop cucumbers, chop carrots, like something quick on the side, like have tons of fiber.
Hmm.
Apples on the go for snacking when you crave that little sweetness, afternoon sweetness on a long day. Chop some apples with some nut butter, that way you're full and the little sweetness has been satisfied. And small things, having like morning routine, having nighttime bedtime routine. We might think that, oh my god, I'm so tired, what is a routine? Sit in your bed, instead of being on your phone, maybe read a couple pages of book, because that way you'll fall asleep sooner and have a better quality sleep. Maybe rub a little bit of lavender essential oil on your temples and foot massage it yourself.
Yeah,
Or
so
maybe
a
on
lot
a
of
weekend, yeah, like just take 5 minutes,
true,
sit
true,
with a
true.
hot oil, give yourself a hot oil massage on your head. It's a fuss free little thing on your journey. And eating is so important, and eat what works for you, like eating fermented food that's really good for your gut, eating probiotics, prebiotics, eating enough liquid soup, whatever it is, smoothies, hydrating yourself is key.
I think in the pursuit of a lot of pursuit of health, what you call a lot of stress that you have at work, I think sometimes you lose yourself, and your
Mm-hmm.
diet also gets compromised. You're not
Mm-hmm.
consuming enough water, as you said. Just forget to drink enough water, and they don't have enough time to prepare all their meals. So in that sense, what do you think they should be doing?
See, I had the same thing. I thought I did not have time to do any of this, right? I was rushing, I was skipping my meals. I would just like stand and munch and run into the meetings. But if you have spent a little time planning, like cook once and eat twice, like boil some quinoa that you can use it for 2 days, like have in one container, boil some quinoa, have some anything that's convenient, like stir fries, or have something that, I've learned that recently, I'm pretty new, but has been life changing, is having air fryer. You just like, as you're chopping vegetables, put something in there that works as a side dish, be it Brussels sprouts, anything cruciferous. So I try to include some form of vegetable with my every meal.
So
So
healthy eating is not tough. A lot of women think that healthy eating is very tough and it's going to take a lot of their time. So might as well
not at
eat
all.
out. So
You
it's
really have to plan it and do it. Instead of reaching for that coffee in the afternoon or that alcohol in the evening, I mean, you have to take your time, enjoy everything, but instead of reaching it as your method to like get more energy or even like unwind, reach out for like orange peel tea in that afternoon. Just like when you eat orange, just peel it off, set it aside, let it just dry, put it in a Ziploc, put that's very energizing. Okay, you can't do that. Maybe like squeeze some lemon into water, a glass of warm water, sit and drink and see how energizing that is.
that's true.
Really, the small things. Or put something in the oven that in that time that you can prep something else, like chop some veggies, put it in the oven, 15-20 minutes, you can get another thing done. To really like,
So
you
do
really have
you
to
like do there can be a lot of things that can be done at the same time. You
improvise,
need to multitask.
right?
Yeah, true.
And
So
when you
Bini,
go
a lot of
grocery shopping and
yeah, so
yes,
so
I think
you've
another key
definitely
is,
you've definitely given so many tips here. I just want to ask you to do one last thing. So you have a busy work schedule. Let's say you go to work at 9, come back at 5, and you have a child. And now that you are on your wellness journey, and you really want to empower women out there to live healthy lives, balancing both work and family. If if I were to ask you, how would a normal day, a normal productive day for you would look like? Can you tell us about that? How would it start? How would you?
Yes. So my teacher, my mentor I talked about earlier, taught me a 50-50 rule, which is 50 minutes right before bed and no electronics, 50 minutes right after waking up. And
Oh,
that has been life-changing. At night, now that I'm graduating, but when I was in school, night, I couldn't necessarily always do 50 minutes because nighttime is when I would sit and study. But in the mornings, I stopped taking my cell phone to my bedroom. So for my alarm clock, I have the actual like clock. So that saved me a time. So when I wake up in the morning, I have more time. I just take 3 deep breaths, 3 lines, 3 things I'm grateful for every single day. I make my bed, which is only takes me 2 minutes. Have some time to cuddle with my baby, get breakfast ready. And as I'm making, as I set him up for breakfast, like I said, like if I have time, if I can wake up before my baby, if I have slept enough, I do it. But I meditate given if I have more time, like I'll stretch. If not, as he's having breakfast, I stretch 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If I don't even have time some days to do that, if I have like important meeting to get to, presentation, if I want to prepare early, I do that. And then, for lunch, I mostly do something a leftover from dinner because it's very difficult to like really get it. Or if not, then like something like chopped veggies, have that quinoa, put tofu in air fryer, which will take 5 minutes. So you have your protein, you have your carbs, you have your fiber, it all together. Olive oil, lemon juice, eat that. But mostly I have leftover from dinner for lunch. And then for snack, I grab like hummus and carrots or something quick and easy, but also healthy, and that's filling. Sometimes smoothie. That does not mean I don't indulge. When I indulge, I do it without guilt. But this is like my
I think we
normally what I
to
do.
reward ourselves. I think so. It's for all the working moms who are watching this. It's not that you have to really starve yourself and not really.
No, not deprived, right?
Once in a while, it's good. It's about the things that we do most of the time rather than
Mhm.
doing things uh, just occasionally. It's fine. It's pretty normal. Okay, so after work, 5 p.m. Then what's your routine after that?
So I asked my husband and baby to leave me alone for 10, 15 minutes because
Okay.
that's my time. Like I said, if I'm really tired, some days I nap, some days I read book, and sometimes that's when I do my yoga, whatever form of workout. If I go for a walk, then we all go together. But mostly, like I need that time. That's my downtime. That's me time. Like I take a cup of tea, just sit. And some days I'm just like munching on snacks. If I've had a rough day, I'm just like munching on snacks, scrolling on my phone, like I'm dancing, blasting some songs that just get my body moving, and anything that makes you feel good. Some days, like I go on cleaning spree, whatever makes you feel good, but do one thing that makes you feel good every single day. And don't be guilty. I think moms are made enough like guilt about setting time that we forget ourselves. Don't lose yourselves because it was a dark place to be when I did. So
So you've
just
been
the small things. And then I do dinner, something quick and easy. I make a soup ball, and since I don't eat meat, but for anybody who eats meat, you can have that little bit of protein, a little bit of carbs. I need carbs. So if that doesn't work for you, do what works, right? Have veggies, like have air fryer, like have instant pot, like something that's easy will save you time. Do it quickly. It does not have to be extensive.
all
Make
right.
it soup, like have that miso, a little bit of paste, that way you're getting good thing into your gut. Add, throw in some, boil it, put some water, chop some onions, garlic, throw in some mushrooms, throw in some bok choy,
Mm.
whatever protein of your choice. Make a good healthy delicious soup, some chilies to add that spice to your life. Eat it, like it's so nourishing. And then a little gratitude, right? Be sitting down and eating, being grateful for that plate in front of you,
Thankful for food and sustenance, right?
and your energy that you've prepared with so much love and effort.
I think
Yeah, that makes the difference.
it adds this extra flavor to food when you're thankful for it and you
It
actually
does. And something interesting that I do, and is when you take, and it really takes like 2 to 3 seconds, when you close your eyes in front of the food and you say thank you, take a deep breath, your mouth is filled with saliva, which will help you digest your food better.
So important. All, yeah, definitely. All the enzymes in
It's a,
this.
exactly, like it's a part of wellness, right? But it's a small little thing. Sitting down and eating, sitting down and drinking your water, being grateful. That way you're releasing all that saliva and enzymes that help you digest better. Try it, experiment it, it works.
And then how is your bedtime routine after that, after dinner is done with
So
family?
dinner's done, and then so I have my husband who's here to help me clean up
Okay.
and doing the dishes as I put my baby to bed. I like to do that at night. And if I'm extremely tired to put my baby to bed, I tell my husband, ask for help. Don't be so set and hard that I am the mother. I have to put my baby to bed. No, I'm tired, or like I have school stuff. And then, spend some time with my husband. If I feel like it, we watch like a movie or TV show. If not, then that's my time for school. But now that we've graduated, I will be using that time for something else. But I try to go to bed by at least 11 p.m. And there are days we have work, there are deadlines, you have to stay up late. That's okay. There are days, but don't make it a habit.
Make it a habit. Yeah.
But
Once
I
in a
sit with
while,
my tea, like my tulsi tea or my stress, some lavender tea, anything like chamomile tea, so that my nervous system, is relaxed. My body, my mind is on a relaxed mode, because I think we're like enough on a like fight or flight mode throughout the day. So it's very important to unwind, and then off I go to bed. And so before, I have a little bit of like small like routine, nighttime routine that I do, like brush my teeth or put a nighttime lotion on my face, or like rub a little bit of ghee or on my feet, or lavender oil if I have essential oil. If not, then just a little bit of ghee on my feet. That gives you a more soundful rest. And foot massage, which you can do in bed. So, oh, I'm so tired, like I don't have time. You can sit in your bed, put a little bit on your bedside and do it. You just, and no phones.
yeah, research has shown that if you put some oil, as you said, like ghee or lavender oil on your feet, it generally calms and soothes your system and your eyes as well. So having a tough
Mm-hmm.
day at work, 9 to 5, plugged in to a computer, I think it's very important that you put some oil before bed. Really soothes.
Rub your foot, yeah, for a minute on each foot. That just tells you that okay, you're ready for bed and you have a more soundful sleep, which will just make you a more productive, happier, healthier, and nicer person the next day.
Great, great. Awesome. I think to sum it all up, how you said, starting with setting healthy boundaries, making time for yourself, taking one day at a time, and not overexhausting yourself, reaching out for help. There are so many people out there, your family, your loved ones, your partner. Don't really hesitate.
Therapists, coaches, healers, whatever works for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's so many people. So I think, and taking care of all the things that go into wellness, where it comes to your physical exercise, your sleep, your anxiety and stress levels, the food that you are eating, everything really matters at the end of the day. And if you want to really regain your health, you have to take these things into consideration. So thank you, Bini, for being a part of today's episode and enlightening and guiding all the beautiful working moms on their wellness journey. I firmly believe they will find inspiration in your journey and start taking small steps towards a healthful life. I thank you all for watching this. And if you would like to reach out to Bini, the details can be found in the description below. Please share your comments and feedback. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until next time, take lots of care of yourself because you matter.